The Soviet Union, Mr. Apostolopoulos, built up an efficient computer industry in the early 70s. True, this was somewhat later than such an industry was established in the United States. But you have to remember that the two countries started out in this field in very different conditions. In the United States, the first computers appeared in 1943 and 44. The Soviet Union was at that time bearing the brunt of the struggle with Hitler Germany and simply couldn't divert the necessary talent and resources to developing computers. This naturally gave the United States a head start in this field. But in recent years, the gap in the computer field has been narrowed. Soviet industry now manufactures the whole range of computers and their components.
I understand there is extensive cooperation in computer production between the Soviet Union and the other countries of the socialist community.
Yes, these countries have jointly produced a unified series of computers and a series of small computers. The two systems have provided a basis for establishing automated control and data processing systems in the Soviet national economy. There are now well over 5,000 such systems in the economy, and their number keeps growing. Meanwhile, the socialist countries are cooperating in creating a new generation of computers.
Speaking of new generations of computers, there is now much discussion among computer experts in many countries about a fundamentally new fifth generation of computers, which would embody a certain measure of artificial intelligence. What's the thinking among Soviet experts on this score?
Well, Soviet experts too have begun studying this problem, and they believe that the series of computers created by the socialist countries and their software furnish a good basis for tackling this problem. For one thing, the architecture of these computers was from the outset geared to handling as wide a range of problems as possible. Secondly, these computers embody the most valuable expertise built up by the computer industries of many countries, reviewed by the computer designers of the socialist periods. And thirdly, the Soviet Union has already made notable headway in terms of achieving a measure of artificial intelligence in computers. For example, in developing chess-playing computers, operating on what are known as heuristic principles. One such computer program, developed with the participation of Dr. Mikhail Botvinnik, a former chess champion of the world, and called Pioneer, seems to be especially promising. And chess, you must remember, has a great deal in common with activities like economic planning. In fact, the program has already been applied with considerable success to certain problems in the country's power industry. The saving achieved exceeds 600,000 rubles a year. But this, of course, is seen only as a herald of things to come.
In today's program of Science and Engineering, we answered a question from Themis Apostolopoulos in Athens, Greece. Remember, your questions are always welcome, wherever you may be. Address them to Science and Engineering, Radio Moscow World Service, Moscow, the USSR. These programs may be aired every week.